This week on Taste Utah, we're in St. George at Wood.Ash.Rye, where the food experience is pretty much unrivaled. They're sourcing from local farmers, they're producing scratch-made everything from sauces to artisan breads, and they're sharing the unique history and story of hospitality in southern Utah through their menu. Then we travel to Zion National Park and into Springdale, where we stop by Deep Creek Coffee. We're filling up on caffeine, fueling up on fantastically fresh food, and forging new friendships by connecting with a wife and husband duo. They're not only creating a crave-worthy menu, they're also curating your entire park experience, along with all the good feels that are the roots of Utah's uniquely wonderful food community. Taste Utah is more than your typical food show. It's about local flavor, from roots through authentically Utah restaurants. It's the people and the places that make Utah a dining destination. There's so much soil and earth to uncover and still so many great Utah restaurants to savor. We bring you the stories and we spread the love. The best thing about Utah, the views along the way, they're not bad either. We're not afraid to get our hands just a little dirty. Food is a necessity. It's how we create it and share it and experience it together that truly shapes our community. Whether you're choosing to dine in our dining rooms, order to go, or get delivery, you always have a seat at this table. Are you ready to taste Utah?
We're all the way in St. George, Utah, at the Advenair, a brand new hotel, and we are meeting the dream team that we introduced you to at Sago in Kanab. They opened a little restaurant called Wood.Ash.Rye. They opened January 2020, people. That is 6 weeks before a global pandemic. We're gonna check in with them. I'm masking up. Let's go do this.
Oh.
Jason!
Hi, Katy. Good to see you.
Good
Thank
to see
you so
you.
much for coming down.
Oh my gosh, so excited. Okay, so kitchen high five.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
It's been a journey all the way from Salt Lake City. Cannot wait to taste what you're cooking at Wood.Ash.Rye.
We're all ready. We're
Okay.
excited to have you here. Chef's already in the kitchen.
Okay.
She's got things prepared for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to lead you to the kitchen.
Okay.
And then I'll go get a table ready for
Okay.
you.
Sounds
We'll
good.
Go from there.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sean, it's so good to see you.
Likewise, we're super
Oh.
excited to have you here.
So Jason just sent me to the kitchen to see what is cooking.
So what we want to do today, we want to feature a few of our brunch items.
Okay.
We've been rocking brunch Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We
Cool.
think we've got something pretty unique for Southern Utah. And we're trying to anchor down this part of the state.
You're anchoring down Kanab, now St. George. I mean, what's next?
Moab, actually.
Yeah!
Yeah,
Oh,
Moab.
so exciting.
What we're going to do right now is I think we're going to start with our croque madame.
Okay, I love
Yeah,
it.
we have a couple items.
Okay.
One thing that we like to use is kind of different is this is a shoulder bacon, so it's actually cut from the copa.
Wow.
Most people know copa as like a cured item, but it makes a delicious bacon. So we're gonna take our house country loaf,
Oh,
we're gonna get that in there with the
beautiful.
bacon, and we're gonna get that started toasting.
Love it. And you're actually cooking from that flame. How do you gauge that, Sean? Like, where do you put the pan? Is
So
it...
of course, like if you want top heat, you gotta get close. That'll get more top heat. If you wanna lift it up, you can get even higher heat.
Okay.
And then it just depends from the front of the oven to the back of the oven. You have a few degrees of difference inside of there.
Very
So
cool.
we'll actually be cooking all components inside of there. So from the egg all the way through the toast and
This
the
is
bacon.
so cool. Okay.
This is Gruyere, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start that process of melting the cheese.
So it's
We
like
got some nice color on the toast already.
beautiful. When that cheese gets nice and melty, I believe
Yeah, the
that's a
cheese-
technical term.
Once that cheese gets melted, which is happening right now, we're gonna add that bacon on, and then we're gonna go ahead and top it with a white wine bechamel.
And you're making everything from scratch. That country loaf you guys made in-house.
For
These
sure.
biscuits you made in-house.
So now we're just gonna top it with our
Sunny side up
sunny
egg.
side up egg that's been rocking in there. And then we finish it with just a little bit of what we call a sambal.
You just serve it in the cast iron
Yeah.
skillet.
So it either goes on the cast iron, or then we also have, some beautiful dishes that we put it on as well.
So should we take some of this to the table and,
Yeah.
and go sit down with Jason?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. I'll grab some of these.
Perfect.
This is amazing. The two of you really know how to treat a guest that's traveled all the way from Salt Lake City pretty right.
Yeah, thank you. That's what we do in Southern Utah.
You know, I kind of want to get in on that biscuit. I want to try these carrots. Tell me a little bit about what's going on here. I'm going to take my mask off to eat, as we need to.
Chef's wife, Liz, amazing pastry chef. She came up with that recipe and we've kind of ran with it. And people come in here intentionally just for the biscuit.
Some of those iconic family history moments are like dinner at grandma's house. And so this room actually that we're in, the lounge, it's, you know, it's so an ode to that room that you were never allowed to like go into at grandma's house. Or like you could look at it, then you only got to go in there like for like special occasions.
Plastic on the couch.
Right, right. It was all like locked down until like that special moment you got to go in there, and you usually ended up ruining something.
Why biscuits, can I ask?
We really wanted to make sure that people didn't just assume that because it was us, we were doing fine dining. I mean, yes, this is high-end food. Yes, this is all curated. Yes, it's delicious. Yes, we take all those same steps to create that kind of experience.
Right.
If you just came from hiking in Zion or you just came from the hot tub upstairs, like this is food that everyone can enjoy. There's no gatekeeper.
Pretentiousness of fine dining goes out the window once a biscuit sits down, you know? And so that's what we're really cool at. And the chicken wings are another one of those things.
They look good.
Yeah, so we cold smoke those first and then we grill them, but also a white barbecue sauce. So you have that southern kind of element tied in, if you're familiar with white barbecue sauce.
No, talk about it.
So it's a mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce, but it's really popular in South, like Georgia, North Carolina, those areas back there, and they use it specifically on smoked chicken, and on a chicken wing, it's amazing.
Now, I just took a bite of this carrot. This is unlike any carrot I've ever had.
Yeah, so the carrots sometimes play a supporting role, and we decided, you know, in this dish we were going to try and really make them shine. Of course, we blanch them. That's some of that like kitchen magic to get a little bit of salt into them, and then also capture the color. And then we grill them on our wood grill, and then finish them with arrachera, which is a salsa that is used in Monterrey, Mexico, to create a fresh carne asada. It features a local beer, so of course here we use a local beer in it, and then it's grilled and then topped with a little bit of cotija.
Want to talk about the duck tacos?
If you know Sago, it's very like Southwest meets Southeast Asia in its flavor profiles. Here we do a lot more Americana. And we wanted to kind of take some of that Asian influence and of course bring it together with, of course, like a coleslaw. And as we started putting together, I was just like, and if we serve this with tortillas, it'll be some amazing tacos. So we have like an orange and anise glaze in there.
Like I'm tasting flavors that I haven't tasted really anywhere.
If we think about settlers and who like settled here, well, of course we have like the Utah pioneer heritage, but then you go back to the settlers right before that, and the, you know, like this was part of the Spanish trade. Even like the railway, when it came down to Cedar City, like this was just another stop, and so we got some of that early on, you know, that Asian heritage. So we try and have just hints of that, like with the sambal.
Final dish to talk about on the table right in front of Jason. What is this?
It's our avocado flatbread. So it's our take on what I feel is like really great with avocado, which is texture.
Yes.
But we have the texture with the pumpkin in there, and that makes a big difference to me. We also make a chorizo oil, which I think is really fun because it's the spice that you would normally make chorizo with, but we just make an oil. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, like it's a super fun dish.
Now let's talk about the name a little bit. What is Wood.Ash.Rye about?
For us, it starts with a story, like it, and you can see that all the dishes that we do have stories behind them. The first hospitality-driven business in this community was called the Arezzo Snow House, and it was right across the street, actually located. So we were lucky to get this location, and so some of that tie-in, number one, is from the conversion of wood to ash that they had to use back in that day, and it really helped facilitate some of their living style and them being able to do hospitality because they had to use that element of wood to ash.
We have a whole cool bar concept, and that's where the Valley Tan, the Wood.Ash.Rye cocktail comes in, you know, being that Utah was prolific with its alcohol and they were bringing barrels of whiskey, but it was so expensive and hard to get out here that they were making a young whiskey that was like you could tan leather with, and then it was nicknamed Valley Tan. And so that was a whiskey that was served in Utah early on up in Salt Lake, and so we tried to capture that, of course, heritage and bring it down here.
There's intention in every inch of a restaurant, from the menu design to the way things are crafted, the way that ingredients are set together. But you take that and truly elevate it in a way where you're educating people There's no pretension here.
Right.
Just love and goodness. It's really, really special.
You know, people a lot of times don't necessarily remember the stories. The stories really are for our staff to like understand and make it theirs. But what those stories do is they create a feeling and an emotion that the guests definitely get, and they can definitely remember that part and they can take that with them.
We love people. We want to serve them.
Yeah.
We want them to enjoy.
That's why we do it.
Let's talk a little bit about the pandemic and opening. I mean, you guys opened literally, what,
Like
a few
January,
months
yeah,
before suddenly the world turned upside down.
For sure. We had actually probably our biggest day of opening Saturday before everything went to a complete halt.
Oh.
So it was a little bit of madness, but we got through it. And the best thing about the whole situation for us is that the community came and supported us from day one. So we basically changed this entire concept to do some stuff at the curb and to make everyone feel like we were still here and we're not going anywhere.
I am so proud of you. Like, Utah is so proud of you, and what an honor and privilege to say that we're colleagues and that we can come down here and just really highlight you.
Like, we really get so much support from, the government entities that come down and care about Southern Utah, because like we do have Zion and we do have Bryce, and we do have Lake Powell, and so there is a lot of attention that's paid to our natural resources, and we've gotten to kind of like get to be a part of that, telling that story, curating how the growth happens. And now, that we're getting older, we get to be active in our community, not just like through food, but also through like, how do we want to see St. George grow? How do we want to see, food happen here? And try and like promote that and be a part of like tourism and really like saying like, this is something that we should be super proud of and we should really focus on. And I think people are paying attention.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in. It means a lot to us. Like, the restaurants in this town mean a lot to us. The people in this town mean a lot to us. And anybody that's going to support us and restaurants in general, like, thank you. We're grateful, for sure.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, get some food in front of you, fill your face, and drink some beverages.
Thank you.
The sun is shining down in Springdale, Utah, and we're coming at you to visit Deep Creek Coffee. We were here a couple of seasons back, across the street at Oscar's Cafe. But today we're featuring a little coffee shop that gets you caffeinated. You can get a breakfast burrito, and then you can either charge up to Angel's Landing, you can go into the subway. Right now, the town of Springdale, well, they're requesting that we wear masks. We're keeping it safe. It doesn't stop the spectacular scenery. Can't wait to go meet Heidi and see what Deep Creek Coffee is all about. Heidi! Hi!
Katy.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you. I'll give you a little high five. We're keeping it safe. So excited to be at Deep Creek Coffee. Frequent this restaurant every time we come down to Springdale. Breakfast burritos are unbelievable.
So we're having people come to our walk-up window, so keep them safe, keep them out of the main cafe.
Nice.
But we still have a lot of outdoor seating, so I think we'll have you come up and sit outside with us. My husband's going to be up there. He's also part owner of the coffee shop.
Okay. So husband and wife team, co-owners, we love it. Okay. Yeah. Partners in life, partners in work.
Yeah.
All right. Should we head up there?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Scott, Heidi's dream team here in Springdale. You're saving our lives by providing extraordinary food, delicious beverages. Will you just sort of lay down what we have in front of us first?
Starting with yours, this is the Goji Cacao Smoothie Bowl. We top it with our house-made gluten-free granola, organic bananas, cacao nibs, goji berries, and almonds, and then it has some almond butter in there for a little extra protein. This is our house-made toast, and it's a caprese toast with hummus, reduced balsamic drizzle, heirloom tomatoes, and fresh basil. And then our glory bowl is kind of more of a lunch item, but gets ordered a lot for breakfast. It's a sesame tamari dressing on top of organic brown rice, and then some fresh veggies and organic chicken and toasted almonds.
I'm drinking just like a latte?
Yep, so it's an oat milk latte. We have a little of our rosemary vanilla syrup in there. We make that in-house from the rosemary plant on property.
You've got a true espresso machine, custom beans, you're using reishi tea, and even sourcing local vegetables from heirlooms only, which is amazing. What inspired that?
My degree is in organic agriculture, and so I had come back home to kind of see where I wanted to go next. And I had worked in a coffee shop, but I knew I wanted to use organic ag in some way, not just, getting people out on trails, but, actually nourishing
them. Oh, yeah. I love it.
Scott was, he's our mechanic. He keeps everything running and, supports the kind of whole operation. We have an amazing team.
3 years ago, we had expanded the coffee shop into have a walk-up window available for busier weekends. It's a vacation destination. Some of our weekends would basically we'd be bursting at the seams, so we built out and had another espresso machine. Lo and behold, came regulations to say people shouldn't come inside and eat, so we had this walk-up window ready to go, and we got a beautiful outside seating areas.
The views aren't bad.
They're decent.
The bees come in and visit us, and it's just really nice to be out here. And for some reason, we've had beautiful weather for months on end here, and it's just really been a huge blessing and benefit.
When kind of travel resumed in May and the park reopened, we took a week and closed the shop to really reevaluate what we needed to do to keep the masses safe. It was a little different with just locals. Overall, I think there's been a really positive result of the town mandating masks, because it kind of takes the pressure off of the service member having to have that conversation, whether it's a political belief or emotional response or even a medical reason. It's just kind of, no, I'm sorry, we have to follow these rules. And that really helped.
You also have to consider keeping yourselves safe and your employees safe, because as you are serving the general public and especially to destination like this, where people are coming from all over the country, not necessarily the world right now, but making sure that you are providing that space is important.
Yeah. Food, to me, it's really not worth eating if it doesn't have sort of a human story or some personal touch, even if somebody's making recipes out of a can, that it's theirs and it's not just we don't own a microwave here.
We were talking with Chef Sean Foster at Wood.Ash.Rye, and he was talking about the story with the ingredients, and you definitely have that with time and place. And Maya Angelou's quote, which I love, which is, people will forget your words, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that's what food does for people. It integrates in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
I do want to get into Scott's background a little bit, because he's essentially like one-stop adventure shop, right? The adventure guide is sort of what brought you down to southern Utah, because the snow brought you to Colorado, and then you're like, I got to go next door to Utah.
When we started this, at the same time I had continued my guiding career at that time and started our own company as well. So we run a guiding and tour outfit along in with Zion Cycles. So we run a bike shop as well.
Awesome.
Big dreams. Wow. Maybe someday they'll all be under one roof. But currently we're just 100 yards away from each other. You're just sort of like the
godfather of Springdale. You're either with me, my Zion Cycles and my adventure guides,
or you're not. So all of our trips get lunches from Deep Creek.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
And people come here and get their coffee before they get on the shuttle, and so it's a really kind of unique experience to be able to offer everything and kind of be able to control the quality of it all as well.
When you come to Springdale, you don't even really need to plan your trip. You just stop here, and then you just ask Heidi and Scott, can you hook me up with a bike? And you'll be like, yeah, just go over to Zion Cycle. Would it be possible to pop in the kitchen, just see something being made, and then we'll be off on an adventure? You can style me up with a bike.
Sounds great.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Awesome.
So Scott, we're back in the kitchen. You're gonna make classic breakfast burrito, Scott style?
Every fall we have the Red Bull Rampage comes out, and there's a lot of those guys that have come out and stay here in Springdale, and they would come in and they would want a healthy breakfast. So I made this burrito. So B-R-O. So we start off with some fresh spinach here as the base. Once that's cooked, it's actually kind of nice and wilted a little bit.
Okay, those are gorgeous leaves.
And then we come in with some eggs here.
Beautiful, that have been cooked on a stove because we know there's no microwave back here.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
And then we get our black beans and we make them from scratch. So we get hard black beans, use a pressure cooker, put some nice seasoning and stuff in those.
Beautiful.
Bring those in the center here.
I love it. This is like all the best fixings. Like if I could create a burrito, it would have all of these things.
When we come in the morning, the first thing we do is fire up the oven, and then we put in our sausage and potatoes in the oven. We slow roast the sausage and potatoes.
These are beautiful red potatoes.
And then nice spiced sausage.
Gotta keep it a little spicy. We like the heat.
We're gonna go with our homemade chipotle, a little bit of cheese on top, and then we pop that right into the old toaster oven here.
Okay, cool. Like, there is nothing like an amazing breakfast burrito. And it's rare that it's just like done so well.
Wrap that up just like so.
Slice her up.
Get this going.
Oh, that's the piston resistance. Oh,
Nice.
It's so good. Scott, I'm gonna have you wrap that up for me, and I'm gonna take it on the trail. And just thank you so much. You and Heidi have been such generous hosts.
Thanks guys for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
On to the bike shop.
On to the bike shop and on to the trail.